standing still under moonlight, whispers echoes.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We've got a single source in front of us.
Just one.
The complete lyrics for Slow Burn Fire by Kurt Holes. And we're not treating this like poetry, are we? We're treating it like almost like a technical manual.
It's an emotional roadmap. That's what it is. He's laid out this very concise, very rich philosophy on how to build, a lasting connection.
And it all starts with that title, Slow Burn Fire.
It does. It sets up this incredible paradox right from the beginning.
Okay, let's unpack this, because fire, you think heat, you think speed, consumption, maybe even something destructive.
Right. It's fast.
But then he adds slow burn, which is all about patience and discipline. I mean, this is a direct contradiction to everything about modern dating, really.
It is. It's a mission statement. He's guaranteeing the intensity. It is fire, but he's telling you the velocity is intentionally, deliberately restrained. We are not looking for an explosion here.
You're looking for cultivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know from the jump that this is going to require an investment of time.
So let's look at how he builds that atmosphere right in the first section. Verse line. Standing still under moonlight.
Yeah. Stillness.
Now, moonlight is obviously romantic, but standing still, couldn't someone argue that's, stagnation? That there's no energy there?
That's a great challenge to it. But I think the stillness here isn't stagnation. It's focus.
Okay.
I mean, if you're waiting for a slow burn, you have to get rid of the noise. You need that silence, that quiet, to even notice the tiny movements. It's the required state for observation.
The required state to hear the very next line. Whispers echo through the night.
Right. Which is so key. We're talking about communication that's so quiet, so intimate. You have to be close. You have to be paying attention.
You have to be tuned.
Exactly. If they were shouting across a crowded room, the whole philosophy would just, fall apart. This is exclusive. It requires participation.
And all of this leads to that ignition point. Eyes meet, sparks ignite, slow.
And that word slow is doing all the work.
It really is. The spark is there, that's the attraction, but it's not a lightning strike. It's a gentle start.
And then he just comes right out and says it. He reinforces it with the next line. Takes time for feelings to grow. There's no ambiguity there.
None at all.
He's explicitly telling the listener, do not mistake adrenaline for actual affection. He's demanding a gestation period, a space for this feeling to mature beyond just an impulse.
So it's almost like a safety measure. You're building a solid foundation before you turn up the heat.
You don't dump all the fuel on at once. You want a fire that lasts. A true slow burn.
And that idea of controlled growth takes us right into the core of the song, that central mantra in the chorus.
This is where he defines it all. Slow burn fire inside.
Inside. That's crucial, isn't it? It's internal.
It's so crucial. This isn't about external drama or performing the relationship for others. It's an internal engine, a source of warmth that keeps it going from within.
And then we get the core instruction. No rush, take this ride. I want to stick with that phrase, take this ride.
It's so passive.
It is. It implies surrender. You're not in control of the speed. You're trusting the process. What does that even look like in a real relationship?
It means you have to have faith.
Yeah.
Faith that if you just let it unfold organically, it will get where it needs to go. Trying to force it or speed it up, that's how you get a quick burn. That's the failure state.
So it's an act of faith in your partner, but also in the connection itself.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. He defines the components, heart, soul, intertwined. It's like a formula.
It's a hierarchy, a progression.
Let's start with heart. That one feels, pretty straightforward.
It is. Heart is the emotional entry point. It's the empathy, the compassion, the vulnerability. It's the feeling, but it's just the surface layer of this fire.
Necessary, but not sufficient.
Exactly. If the song stopped there, it'd just be a nice love song.
But it doesn't. He immediately goes deeper. To the soul.
And this is where the real work is. The soul. You can't get there quickly. It represents the essential self, your core identity, your values, your flaws, your history.
All the stuff that's hidden under the surface level charm.
Right. And to connect on that level requires so much shared time and vulnerability. You have to move past the initial excitement and find that deep, unchangeable compatibility.
So heart is the chemistry, soul is the compatibility. What's the final stage? Intertwined.
Intertwined is. It's a permanent fusion. It means you've woven the heart and soul of two people together so tightly that you can't separate them without destroying the fabric of both.
Wow.
That's the achievement. The identities have genuinely merged through that patient, slow effort.
It's incredibly demanding. He's asking for a full-life partnership.
He is. And the last line of the chorus is the promise, right? Slow burn, love will find. It's a guarantee, but only if you follow the rules.
No rush, take this ride.
So now in the second stanza, section 3, we see how this philosophy actually plays out day to day after you've decided to take the ride.
And it starts with the passage of time. Moments past time feels tender. I love that word, tender.
It's a beautiful choice, isn't it? It suggests such gentle care. This connection is being nurtured. It's not being handled with aggression or demand. It's vulnerable.
And that tenderness directly informs the physical side of things. Every touch, soft surrender.
That duality is fascinating.
Right. Soft keeps that gentle pace, but surrender is such a strong word. It's about giving up control.
And that's an act of trust. He's linking physical touch directly to trust that has been earned over time. This isn't a first-date surrender. This is a vulnerability that comes from feeling completely safe.
You're giving in to the security of the connection.
Touch by tender touch, exactly.
And if the touch is a soft surrender, the communication is, well, it's almost non-existent. No words needed, silent song.
Which really raises a question for us today, doesn't it? We're conditioned to talk everything to death, to text constantly, fill every silence. Yes, and Holes is suggesting that the absolute peak of connection is when language becomes unnecessary.
So silence in this relationship isn't awkward. It's an achievement.
It's the sound of comfort. It's the sound of perfect understanding. They're moving in total harmony. You know what the other person is feeling just by being in the room with them.
No verbal validation required.
None. And the stanza ends with a payoff. Slow burn kiss all night long.
He connects the duration all night long back to the slow burn pace. This is lasting intimacy.
It proves that slow burn doesn't mean a lack of passion. It just redefines passion as this enduring, consistent warmth, not a brief, momentary fever.
Okay, so for our last section, we have to talk about the structure of the song itself. Because the repetition, it feels like he's almost training the listener.
The structure absolutely models the relationship. It's patient. It's deliberate. That chorus, no rush, take this ride, he repeats it 4 times. Why?
I think it's because the whole idea goes against our most basic human impatience. If you're told a story about love at first sight, you get it instantly. But this is a philosophy that requires constant, ongoing discipline. So the repetition is like a drill.
A rhythmic confirmation.
Yeah. He's hammering it into your subconscious. Slow down, trust the process, slow down.
And it works. You walk away knowing patience is the most important piece. But there's a tiny, tiny variation in that repetition that we have to talk about.
Oh, right, at the very end.
In those last 2 choruses, after he lists heart, soul, intertwined, he adds a parenthetical. Just soul intertwined.
Why isolate that? Why emphasize the soul right at the end?
Because it's the final proof. It's a confirmation that the slow burn was successful. He's saying, we talked about heart and soul, but let me remind you, the integration of the soul is the whole point. It's the climax of the entire journey.
So the heart, the passion, that's easy to find. But the soul, that's the real prize.
That is the deepest possible unification. That's the non-negotiable final step. And the song's structure mirrors it perfectly. It's patient, it repeats its core values.
And it holds back that final confirmation until the very end.
Proving the power of the slow burn approach. The song itself doesn't rush to its own climax.
So if we try to summarize everything we've pulled out of Slow Burn Fire, it's basically an instruction manual.
It is, for an intentional, soul-deep love.
It just completely flips the modern script. It prioritizes time and silence and tenderness.
Over that big, explosive, but maybe short-lived passion. He's arguing that the only real fire is a sustainable one.
A fire that can actually last.
And, I mean, if we connect this to the real world, it presents a pretty profound challenge for us. You know, if a slow burn fire relies on being willing to take this ride, to actually give feelings the time they need to grow,
then you have to ask the question.
You have to. How often does our modern life, which is just built for instant gratification, immediate sparks, constant communication, how often does that environment actually prevent these kinds of soul-intertwined connections from ever even forming?
The challenge he leaves us with is whether we can even find enough stillness anymore to hear that silent song he's talking about.
Can we hear the slow burn fire?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Slow burn kiss all night long. Slow burn fire inside. No by.